Hi and welcome to part 3 of my series of how to modify the TT-02 for drifting. If you've seen my earlier videos, the first parts I talked about adding a gyro to help you drift, and then second part was talking about changing the front and rear diff to a front one-way and a rear lock diff, which is still currently on this at the moment. So third part of this series that I like to cover is another important aspect that you can't ignore is changing the tires. Now, with Tamiyas, you're pretty much stuck with these Driftech tires that Tamiya makes, which is actually pretty good tires. They last quite a long time for the asphalt, but they're also too grippy. And we should really move on to MST wheels. Now, MST wheels is made by MST, obviously. I think it's a Chinese company, but we're going to, for the asphalt, we're going to focus on the blue dot and the PC dot. You can see here. So you may not be able to see, but anyway, the blue dot and PC for the is recommended for the asphalt. I have tried all other ones such as silver, purple, gold, and they just weren't that suitable for the asphalt. Like silver would wear out too quickly; it's far too soft, and gold is a big no-no as well for the asphalt. Purple is actually very hard, but it's quite strange. It's too slippery for some reason. Now blue, you can see here it says low to high grip. So asphalt's actually quite a high grip surface, and we're mixing. You can either just use blue all around or PC or black dot all around. So with MST tires, it's usually the further you go down, the harder the compound is going to be. So a blue dot is a little softer than the PC dot. And how you can tell them apart is when you have the tires there. You can see here there's a little blue dot right here, and I have one already made, and the PC dot is simply no dot. It's blank. So with MST, because these tires are 26 mil, you will need to get 26 mil rim for them as well. Most Tamiyas are 24 mil, so they generally a little bit, I guess they're 2 mil narrower. And to put them on, it's pretty easy. I would recommend, you don't need to glue them, so I would recommend you get some foam tapes like these. I get this at your local hardware store or bookstore. Get some foam tape and tape it around here, then you slide it in, and usually it won't come off because they're quite stiff and they're very precise and accurate, and they usually last. If they start to slip off, what you could do is you add a little bit of duct tape or just like some electrical tape to give you that extra thickness. But put only just enough so you can still slide it in, but then it provides enough grip so that it doesn't slide back out. So let me show you how I install this and do it real quick. Install one of them. I'll just get some tape. Should be enough, so just measure the correct length for it. You probably need to replace these tapes every now and then because when you pull them out, they can get damage. Usually MST does provide you with a tape with some rims, and you can see that the MST wheels are actually much better looking than the Tamiyas. And normally you want to have the letterings on the outside, but you can reverse them anyway, it doesn't really matter. But start with letterings from the outside, and I would normally slide them in from the back side. For some reason it's always easier to do it back to front rather than sliding it like front to back like this. I would do it like this. And you can just gently slide it in. Might need to massage this a little bit so it doesn't get squished. Try to massage it slightly. Probably get squished a little, then just slam it down. Now that feels nice and tight. It's not moving anywhere. It's not going to slide, at least until it gets thinner. So now this is the PC dot. Sorry, this is the blue dot, and this is the, I've already installed this. This is the black dot. So the reason I'm using two different compound is that the blue dot is actually more slippery. It has less grip than the black dot for some reason. I know the black dot is harder, but actually provides more grip on the asphalt than the blue dot. I don't know why. If you test this, you'll find out yourself. So what I do is I would put, because the TT-02 is an all-wheel drive car, and it's makes it harder to oversteer. Having a more slippery tire on the back makes it easier to oversteer. It gives it more of an oversteer bias. And then you put the grippier tire at the front, and then it provides you more grip at the front. Don't underestimate this effect. It's actually makes quite a huge difference. Like there's a big difference than, say, modifying your suspension and stuff. Just the amount of oversteer and understeer bias that you can use by mixing and combining two different tire compound for the front and rear. And I'll show you that. I can show you that when we go outside and test this out. All right, so let me install these tires, and you can see the comparison. So you can see the rims styling between the Tamiyas and the MST. MST is way nicer. They make the rims a lot more realistic than Tamiyas. Unfortunately, Tamiyas need to really up their game when it comes to drifting rims and tires. Alright, so I'm putting on the black dot at the front. Alright, let's get this started. I think I'm using about, let's check my gyro settings. Ooh. I'll reduce it down to 35% gyro. And let's test that out. I need to break in the rear tire a bit. So it's already much easier. All right. can see I have a... switching to MST tires is like night and day. Let's go the other way. I still need a little bit more of a steer, which we can improve on with the suspensions. With all-wheel drive, the really short corners are quite difficult. The slower corners. But I'm not getting the rear to kick out in the slower corner, so that kind of ruins my drift. So I have to be a bit more aggressive with the braking. Well, it takes practice, lots and lots of practice. I may need to increase my braking. I had it at 40%, so I'll increase my braking to 60% because it's really not kicking the backside hard enough. Now that's better. Now I can lock the rear to handbrake my way around these corners. Might need to increase it to like 70%. Well, you can already see a big major difference between the Tamiya tires and the MST tires on the asphalt. See my previous video for that. Let's try opposite direction. I'm getting better at this, just more throttle control. Need to carry that drift right around the corners. Let's try going the other way again, and we'll conclude this video. So you can experiment a bit. You can use blue dot tires on all four wheels. If you feel like there's too much oversteering, and they'll give you a bit more of a balance front and rear grip. But I wouldn't recommend the black dot tires for this type of surface, for this asphalt. It's just simply too much grip. The black dot's actually quite grippy and also lasts longer. Alright, let's switch the tires around, and so I can show you how much it will understeer if you switch the tires around. Right, so I've just switched the tires around. You can see there's the blue dot is at the front there, and the black dot or the no dot is at the rear. So there's less grip at the front and more grip at the rear. So naturally this is going to create a lot of understeering because the rear has more grip. It's gonna want to keep pushing the car forward rather than slipping to the side. I'll show you right now. There we go. Oh. Yeah, I can't even make this turn because the car just doesn't want to turn. Maybe I can compensate by turning down the gyro. Currently I'm at gyro 35%, so maybe if I turn it down to 20, it will give me more steering. But you can see the car it's very resistant to turning. It just doesn't want to turn unless I use full throttle to be more aggressive with it. But like I can't make that this hairpin here. Now I needed to turn around again. So I'll try reducing. I might have to play this with no gyro at all because the gyro is turning off the gyro will give me more. And there we go. So maybe this is the style you want to try and do. If you want to do no gyro, it's possible to do it if you use this rear grip tire, but I think you'll still find it really difficult. I certainly find it difficult. It's almost undrivable. Well, but I really can't make this hairpin that well, and yeah, it's ugly. It's not pretty. This is yeah, I pretty much have to turn off the gyro completely just so I can turn, because there's so much understeering. with the gyro. I mean, the only way I oversteer is at full throttle, probably due to the rear lock. But it does give me more speed. But compare this to the video just before, you'll see that my drifting was a lot better. It's much more control, much smoother. Alright, I think you get the picture. Definitely, for the TT-02, definitely use the blue tires on the rear and the black tires on the front. Why do they always have to do the garden at this time of the day? Alright, thanks for watching. See ya.